Hi, I'm Mikael Yang from ManyChat, and you're listening to the Social Media Talks podcast with Alan Hennessy from compassmedia.ie.
Welcome to Social Media Talks podcasts, brought to you by compassmedia.ie.
Hello and thank you for joining me. This is the Social Media Talks podcast, brought to you by compassmedia.ie, episode number 32. I'm your host, Alan Hennessy, and this is the podcast to help business owners who want to learn more about social media marketing. And if you'd like to listen to any of our previous podcasts, you can log on to our website at compassmedia.ie/podcasts. You can also find us on Facebook and join our Facebook group by logging on to facebook.com/groups/social media talks. And we're looking forward to today's show. Today I'm going to be joined by Mikael Yang, who is the co-founder and CEO of ManyChat. And today we're going to be talking all about chatbots, messenger bots, and ManyChat as well. So without further ado, I think we will transition straight over to the interview with Mike. Hi Mike, how are you? Thanks for joining us today on the Social Media Talks podcast. Delighted to have your company. And of course today we are going to be talking all about chatbots and in particular ManyChat. So how are you today, Mike?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for having me, Alan.
Brilliant stuff. You might give us a little bit of a background on yourself. I've given you a brief introduction at the start of the show, but if you wanted to give us a little brief background on yourself before we delve into our topic of the day.
Sure. So we started ManyChat in 2015, and so the way that we started was when Telegram Messenger opened up their APIs. And Telegram, for the listeners that haven't heard about it, it's a messenger like WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger that is popular just in other parts of the world. And they were one of the first Western messengers to open up their API. So we started there and grew the platform on Telegram to hundreds of thousands of bots. And a year later, when Facebook Messenger opened up, we started supporting this platform and build a new platform for Facebook Messenger, have taken all of the learnings from the previous year on Telegram, and just a week after they announced that they are opening APIs, we've already come out with a platform and have been growing ever since. And the number one thing that we do is basically we help businesses do marketing, sales, and support through messengers, and specifically through Facebook Messenger. And the reason to do that is because right now all the customer communication is going like from older channels of communication like email and SMS to messengers. And this exodus is basically already happened for the consumers. Like there are over 2 billion people that are using messengers monthly, and they have surpassed in number of monthly active users. Messengers has surpassed social networks in 2016. So all the customer communication is already happening on messengers, and all their attention is already on messengers. So now it is businesses who are always following consumer attention. They are going to messengers as well. And as a business, you always have to be where your customers are at. And you always have to use the channels that your customers are using. So if your customers are going away from email, then you have to also go away from email and start using messengers in your marketing mix, or you're going to be talking to a lower and lower portion of your customers as that customer base switches channel. So we are seeing whole countries switching to messengers. Like China, they don't use email at all. And we are seeing like a lot of other countries that are switching from email to messengers. And it's a one-way street. Like you see countries going from email to messenger, but you don't see it the other way around. You don't see like people going from messengers to email. So I think messengers will prove to be a much better and efficient way of communication. And the way that this shift is happening right now, it is already basically this dynamic is already proving that. So that's a short background on what we do.
Brilliant.
And why we're doing it.
Yeah, and I suppose, like when you say that, it is very true because, a lot of people will really, when it comes to Messenger, like I know we use it quite a lot here in the office as well. Like we would talk, a lot of our conversations would even start on Messenger and then would go, whether it be through a phone call or whatever, or a follow up with an actual meetup or something like that. It all starts really there. So I suppose getting in front of that audience is so much better. It's so direct, I suppose, as much as anything else. And I think the other thing is and I was reading somewhere as well, like, most people, the open rate now on an email has gone drastically down, as you've said. And I know, for instance, if someone sends me a message on Facebook and I see it on my messenger, I automatically open it. I'm actually intrigued. I can't wait to open it. So, I think that urgency as well can really benefit. And if like as we was talking about here with these chatbots and stuff like that, I think they are what it is going to be is the future of, I suppose, growth and organic reach as well, and organic growth for your business as well. So I think that really does instill a lot of confidence in where the platforms are going as well. What is an actual chatbot? That's the question, I suppose, that everyone is. Like, I know when I've talked to people before, they've said, when I say, I use a chatbot, and they go, what's a chatbot? So you might explain that a bit in detail to people so they understand what it is.
For sure. When we are talking about chatbots, we are talking about an automated account on Messenger. So basically, if you think about Messenger, the way it used to be is that were only personal accounts on Messengers. You had people that were talking to each other. And now businesses were allowed to enter the space to also have conversations with people. And basically what a bot is, it's the automated part of that business account. So a business account on Messenger will have usually a manual component of like agents just responding manually and typing answers, etc. And it will also have the bot part, which will be automated. And basically the automated part of the account on Messenger, it allows you to achieve like certain things. For example, it can automate the responses to certain questions like what are your open hours, what is your address, can I talk to the manager, etc. And the bot can handle all those requests that are incoming. Or the bot can do marketing automation and can reach out to people. Say, for example, the person has went to your restaurant, and after half an hour or an hour, the bot can say, hey, how did you like it? Please rate it 1 to 5 stars on Messenger without using anything else. So, or the bot can reach out a few days later and say, hey, by the way, did you know that we have a 10% discount for your second visit? So bots can be used for inbound queries and for outbound. Yeah. And I think that's the easiest way to comprehend it. It's the automated part of your communication on Messenger.
And I know, like I hear what you're saying there, and I understand that to a certain degree, but where I'm sort of thinking there is like where you gave that example of, if you're in a restaurant and then suddenly after an hour's time they say, are you enjoying yourself, or did you enjoy yourself? How does this chatbot know? Is that true? Whether they check into that restaurant, or is it some way in that respect, or I'm a bit confused as regards to that end of it, that type of way. Usually
the way it works is the restaurant would have some kind of a lead magnet. If the marketing crowd should be familiar with this term, for example, it can say on the tabletop inside the restaurant, it could say something like, hey, if you want to get a 10% discount or win a free meal, talk to us on Messenger.
Right.
Send this keyword to us on Messenger. The person sends a keyword, and an hour later they get an automation from the bot.
Right. Okay.
And the reason, like the way that it works, actually, one of the case studies that we've had is that during the old school loyalty program, they had 2, 3, 4% people like inside that converting from visitors into the loyalty program. When they started using messenger marketing and we started gathering people on Messenger, that conversion rate increased to 30%.
That's huge.
So that's huge. Like that is, and like I'm just repeating what the consultant and the agency reported to us, but that is a huge percentage. Like if 30% of your people like offline traffic going into your restaurant, that is enormous. And their first name, last name, but more importantly, you have a direct line of communication with them. So after an hour, you can like ask them for a review. Or later on, you can send them promotions and some event information or specials, etc. Yeah. And we have to touch on like how to do that within the policy, but basically that is a really valuable connection. Like people report to us that a Messenger subscriber to them is 5 to 10 times more valuable than an email subscriber.
Oh, I would totally agree.
30% of your audience on Messenger.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. And I just think, like, just listening to that, even that is just so powerful, and it opens up a whole new world, not just for restaurants, but for any type of business that is, that can. I think it's incredible, because I do believe that really, you're looking at that, the opportunities are endless.
I agree with you totally, 100%.
As you say, if you can have a conversation, even if it's to start a conversation, it initiates a conversation, whether you carry it on a personal level, well and good, but the intelligence that's there, that if if you have particular keywords, I presume like that will, that will trigger a different answer to whatever it is that you're actually talking about.
Yep.
So I suppose the next question then would be is I see the benefits now of that, and I can understand and I can see, and I hope that the audience can see that as well, because, this can be a very powerful tool that could be used within your business, and it can be manipulated and changed to any type of business out there. It's not just for certain industries, I suppose. Would I be right in saying that there, Mike?
Yes. I think like when people ask us what industries this like messenger marketing works with, I usually respond with a question like, what industries does email marketing work? Like basically, if every business needs to communicate with their customers, and Messenger is now became the number one channel for customer communication, just like people talking to themselves, like people talking to each other. And businesses always follow the pattern of like you have to use the channels that your customers are using. So now when Messenger is opened up for business to customer communication, hundreds of thousands of businesses already have moved into this, and we are going to see an exponential trend here. And we believe that in 4 or 5 years, 80% of businesses will be like 80% of business to customer communication will be done through messengers. So every other channel will just basically fade away.
And I think it's very true in a sense, because like, as we know, look, the way the algorithms are all changing on all these social networks and all, it's becoming so much harder now to reach your audience. And I suppose with the ability of these chatbots, it's really going to increase it, exponentially. You can only imagine what it will do over the next 2 to 3 years, and I think even sooner than that as well.
Yep. We expect millions of, like, we already have 250,000 businesses connected to ManyChat. And we expect millions in the next year.
That's amazing. That's absolutely incredible. So how do we go about setting something like this, setting up a ManyChat within our Facebook page or whatever it may be? So maybe explain that, how where we go to and how we install it.
Sure. Yeah. It's really simple, actually. If you have, like, usually businesses already have a Facebook page, either they use it or not. Usually everyone has a Facebook page. If you don't, like, just go, it's a few clicks, just create a page for your business. And the only thing that you'll need to do is go to ManyChat.com. It's ManyChat.com, and connect your Facebook page to ManyChat. And basically, this is the whole setup. And now the thing that is left is to actually configure how the bot is going to behave. But I would start with something simple. I would not go into, like, try and learn everything about messenger marketing, spend like weeks going through all the courses and all the videos and all the upload blog posts because you're going to get stuck, and you're not going to get the result, and you're going to get discouraged, and you're going to give up on it, and you're going to miss out on a huge opportunity to do marketing for your business. So the way that I would do it is I would start with a really simple thing. I would connect the Facebook page to ManyChat, get a few subscribers, and do a few broadcasts. 3 simple steps. Connect Facebook page to ManyChat, get subscribers, do broadcasts. It's really simple. It will get you started. It will get you hooked because you'll see the 80% open rates and you will experience the 10, 20, 30% CTRs. And then you're going to start thinking, oh, how do I get more subscribers here? Or how do I do better, more effective marketing here? And it's just going to snowball. And you're going to get introduced into this whole new world of messenger marketing gradually instead of trying to take it like all at once. And so, yeah. This three-step process, I would suggest. Connect your Facebook page to ManyChat or any other platform. I'm here to tell you, as a marketer to marketer, messenger marketing is the next wave. It's what's going to dominate the market in the next 7 years. It blows email marketing out of the water because it's just better. Like all the KPIs are 5 to 10 times better. And as a marketer, you should be experimenting with this right now. If you do choose ManyChat, just connect your page to ManyChat, get some subscribers, do some broadcasts, and then start learning about really sophisticated, like more advanced use cases that you can leverage this with. Because as you've said, like, Messenger is a much more engaging and interactive channel, and there is so much more you can do with it besides just like doing broadcasts and like doing simple stuff. You can like Messenger, your Messenger bot can substitute you with a full-blown mobile application for your business if you were thinking about doing one, for example, for your loyalty program or for your e-commerce or for your live chat support, etc. All of that can be done even better through Messenger because you don't have to install anything. It's already on everybody's phone. The person is in control, but still you're going to deliver all the messages, all the interactivity, and all the necessary automations through Messenger. And on top of that, you have the built-in commerce because Facebook Messenger supports native payments, so the person can actually pay you or prepay you for services. For example, if we say, if you're selling, let's say, training courses, you can have the person pay you right on Messenger. If you're selling physical products, you can have the person pay you right on Messenger. If you're selling, let's say, if you have a restaurant or a coffee shop, you can have a coffee prepay for 3 or 5 coffees on Messenger, and then go and redeem them in the coffee shop. Like all of those use cases are now being done through Messenger, but I wouldn't suggest, like I'm saying them and I'm mentioning them just to get your imagination going and just to have you like, oh, this is where this is going. It's not just a substitute for email marketing. It does what email marketing used to do and 10 times more. But you have to start small. You have to start like with some of the basics. And if you want to go further, actually, that's what we just like 2 weeks ago, we put out a course, like a free course with 10 hours of video teaching you how to go from 0 to 100 in terms of messenger marketing and chatbots. And like people used to charge for courses like this thousands of dollars. And we're doing a platform so we can give out for free and just to teach everyone how to use this and how to leverage this, because we believe that the more people start leveraging messenger marketing, the better the world will become. Because businesses, like messenger marketing has 2 great sides to it. First of all, the customer is in control. So if you unsubscribe from a business on Messenger, that business cannot talk to that customer anymore. Which is great. Yes, and we think it's a really healthy relationship, because if you're a customer, you should be able to control who can talk to you and who cannot talk to you. If you're talking about email or mobile, if somebody gets your number or if somebody gets your email, like they can reuse it, they can re-upload the database, they can buy your email, they can sell your email. Email is the key to your inbox, and it's shared with like the other people that you don't even know.
I think that's a huge advantage as well, that you can, as a consumer and as a customer, that you can, unsubscribe and say, right, I don't want any more of this, or, because as you say, if you have email, it's, anyone can get your email, or even like, there's programs out there that we all know that you can go and you can hack and you can find out all of these email addresses. Whereas if I think a messenger, it's a lot stronger, it's a lot more secure as much as anything as well.
Exactly.
Just on,
and that's what will keep the platform and the ecosystem healthy. Because if the customer is in control, it keeps businesses in check.
Yeah.
If you're, as a business, if you start sending irrelevant messages or spammy messages, people are going to unsubscribe, and like you're not going to get the ROI that you're looking for. And like if you push the boundaries too hard, like Facebook is going to ban you.
Yeah.
So you have to be really mindful of what you're sharing and how you're talking to customers. But if you're doing that, if you're spending time thinking about like, how is this relevant to my customers? How is it going to bring value to them? Then you're going to be in a really great shape, because this system, basically, it positively reinforces businesses who are thinking about how to do marketing better and not just try to blast everyone with the same message.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to return on relationship and adding value to what your customers are looking for. And if you can, give them what they are looking for, they will stay loyal to you as much as anything else. And, it's a great way of getting to them so much quicker than, for instance, like saying to try and post something up on Facebook, or, send out a tweet or whatever it is. You're getting literally directly into their messenger. So you're actually getting directly to them, because, as I said earlier on, you're more inclined to open up a messenger message than you are an email. Because if you see an email, you say, sure, I'll look at that later on. Or, or there's a post, yeah, sure, look, I'll go back and I'll have a look at that. Whereas if someone messaged you automatically, the first thing your eyes are drawn is down to that right-hand corner or wherever it may be. And you will open it up and say, well, what's this? So it is a great way of getting in front of them. I just wanted to go back to when you were talking there about subscribers, and gain your subscribers. In what respect do you mean by gain your subscribers? So, like, do people have to subscribe to this chatbot, or is it because of they're already following your page, or they're already engaging with your page, they've liked your page in that way?
So that's a great question, because it does, we get this a lot, actually.
Because it does throw people when you sort of say, all right, now I have to go and find subscribers to the, so.
Yeah. And that is true. Like you will not be able to message everyone who liked your page, because that's not what the person expects. When they liked your page a few years ago, let's say, like, they didn't expect that you'll be messaging them on Messenger. If people would, like, if all the businesses with like millions of likes, some of them do have that, would start messaging those people, the platform would burn itself out, and like people would start revolting and like stopping using Messenger. And if like people stop using Messenger, there will be businesses will be in another situation where email marketing still doesn't work and there's nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's really smart on Facebook's part and on everybody's part, like, to make sure that this ecosystem, first and foremost, has to work for the end user, has to work for them, has to be mindful of their time and what notifications do they get, etc. So you do have to get your subscribers on Messenger, and basically that's a pretty, like, you should use the same strategies that you've used for getting an email list, lead magnets, offering value for that connection, for the person for the person opting in to a conversation with you on Messenger. And usually it's something in the lines of, hey, if you want to get a discount, or if you want to get this free content, free video, free ebook, if you want to get a free consultation, if you want to book something, go on Messenger, do this, send this keyword, and you can do it, or you can get it. And we are seeing a really good results, people doing this, because they do the same. It's the same amount of effort of setting up this through Messenger as through email, but they get the cost per conversation is 5 to 10 times cheaper. So people who are getting leads on email for $5 are getting leads on Messenger for 50 cents. But the result, the conversion rates are higher. So the actual value is 5 to 10 times more in terms of conversions. So in the end, it becomes on an ROI basis, it becomes like 20, 30, 50 50 times more efficient for them. And that's why we see a lot of businesses switching, like when they start and get a taste, and like savvy marketers who are counting numbers and actually measuring their ROIs, they're like, I'm switching all my budget to Messenger right now. And we see a lot of those people talking to us.
Yeah, and I can see it. We've launched a new course there only the other day, and like that, I'm sort of thinking now to myself, well, like, there's a perfect opportunity for us to, send them to a landing page, to convert them to this particular course that we're running. And I can see, I can nearly segment and say, okay, I know these certain amount of people are going to would be enjoying this content. So I can start to even think about messaging them and saying, subscribe and you'll get whatever it is, 10% off this or 5% or whatever it may be. Send them to a landing page where I can actually convert them then into that course. And yet again, I'm also not then, I'm adding value one to them, but I'm also then, as I'm taking the pain out of me trying to go and create these Facebook ads and make sure that they're in the right orders and whatever, whereas I know literally the people that I want to be targeting. So I think that's a huge value. And that can be, as you say, it can be whether it be a coffee shop or whether it be something else, a product or a service or whatever you're providing. I think that can be huge benefit to a marketer for that particular company or for that particular business.
I agree 100%.
So I think, I do think it's well worth thinking about. So when it comes to, as I said, you say set it up. It's a fairly easy process. So people should really start looking at going onto the website, which is ManyChat.com. So that's ManyChat.com, and they can find out all the information. And I just had a look at your website there, and I do see you have your free video courses, and you have these blogs as well. And there's quite a huge amount of blogs there, which are actually of great value, because I just earlier on I had a look through them, and there's some fantastic blogs there. And then, as you say, it says, get started for free now, and you can jump in straight away. So I think, it's definitely worth investigating and then taking on board what Mike has just said. I do believe that I think it is going to be a huge part of how we market our businesses going forward.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
I think that's it's not about your people, like actually all of them going and using ManyChat. Like we're the number one thing that I'm trying to inform people about is that from our data, and we are sending like millions of messages every day. From our data, we see that messenger marketing, in terms of engagement, in terms of ROI, is 5 to 10 times more effective than email marketing. And a lot of people are right now investing their time into learning how email marketing works, like setting up email campaigns, et cetera, et cetera. And what I would suggest people do is takes a portion of that time and learn about messenger marketing. Because messenger marketing, like it's the thing that's going to be dominating the market in the next 5, 7, 10 years. And if you spend right now your time learning email marketing, you're basically learning a channel that is going out of business. Email is going to be still there. I'm not saying email is a great channel. It's an open protocol. There is a lot of use cases for email, but in terms of business to customer communication, in terms of businesses talking to customers, doing marketing, doing sales and support, email is going to be in a few years, email is going to be at a place where basically physical mail is right now. Like it's still valuable. There are still use cases for physical mail, but you're not thinking about it as your primary channel of marketing for your business right now. Not a lot of businesses do.
No, and that is very true, because as you say, the last thing I'm going to do is, if I wanted to talk to you, for instance, when I contacted you to come on the podcast, I didn't send you.
Try and set up a podcast interview through physical mail.
I was just about to say that.
Hey,
it'll take me, I would have been waiting for you for about 3 weeks or 4 weeks just to get the message to you, for instance. Whereas
maybe you'll be sometime in Dublin and come on a train and we'll do a radio interview.
Yeah, exactly. So I see the benefit. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So that's an exaggerated example, and but the truth, like the seed of truth is in there. All the communication, like when you're thinking about marketing, businesses like have this mistake of trying to go after the trends, and businesses should be actually thinking about and going after consumer attention. Like businesses, like if you want to do marketing, sales, and support, you should be using channels your customers are using. Right now, messengers are the number one downloaded and the number one frequently opened apps on our phones. As I've said, they bypass social networks in terms of active users in 2016. That's been 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they are like the most like actively used apps on our phones right now. And if we're talking about communication, messengers were built for communication. Like they've distilled the communication to the atoms. Like there's nothing like more simple than just like saying a single word on Messenger, like "Hey" or "How are you?" Sending a few emojis, a picture or a video. Like that's the simplest form of communication that you can imagine. Like you can, like some people say to me, "What about voice?" You can send voice on Messenger. That's like that's still there. There has to be a dialogue. So what messengers are powerful at, it's a two-way interaction. That's basically what it is. It's not only about text. It's pictures, it's videos, it's audio, it's GIFs, it's emojis, it's all of that. But it's a two-way dialogue. And there is a thread of communication inside there. And businesses, like if you think about email, like email has served a great, like when it was invented, it's email, it's electronic mail. It was supposed to be the digitized form of physical mail with like an introduction, a few paragraphs, and a summary, a signature with a few attachments, maybe your picture inside the signature, etc. But it's really bulky. If you think about how the world works right now, it's faster, it's shorter, it's more efficient. It's less of the fluff around and more to the core of the communication.
Yeah, and I think
so
that
messengers deliver exactly that. It's instant, personalized, rich, and as I've said, there's much more functionality on top of it. Email is just a letter. It's a piece of, like, let's say, it's a piece of electronic paper that gets into your inbox. Messenger is an interactive experience with all the things inside of it and commerce integrated inside of it. So it's going to be, even comparing it to email is a bit like, actually, like people say that that we're a bit like too bullish on like Messenger and how it's gonna dominate the communication. I think like we're a bit like maybe not bullish enough, because the things that Messenger is able to do already right now, like it's email is just, let's say, 1/4 of what's that going to be about. It's also about the live chat. It's also about the commerce. It's also about the web views. If you look at China, like they don't build websites. Businesses don't build websites there. Businesses, the first thing a business does is register a WeChat business account. That's how the business gets online. The business gets online through Messenger, through the local Messenger, the WeChat, which it powers like 66% of internet population, or not even internet. I think 66% of like the overall population uses WeChat, and so that's why businesses don't build websites. They build WeChat accounts. That's the new internet there, and that is, if you think about Messenger in that regard as the new browser, as the new internet, now that's bullish. Now that is a bit a bigger picture to think about.
Oh,
Email
it is.
just the start.
And I totally agree. And look, you know, we could sit and we could talk about the pros and cons of, you know, email and Messenger and chatbots and for the next couple of hours, and I do believe that, you know, you're putting a very strong argument across, and I wouldn't say argument's probably the wrong word, but you're putting a very strong case, of course. And I think, as you say, you know, it is like people are becoming, in the world that we live in now, it's become so intense in, we want information at our fingertips immediately. We don't want to be waiting. Like, as you said there, you know, if you send an email, you're sort of saying, was it opened? You know, am I going to get a reply? Or whereas something on Messenger, you'll see immediately that people have seen it. They'll see people immediately are going to answer it. You know, you get them, as I call them, the famous 3 dots when and it's just ticking across. You know that it's going to happen. You know that you're going to get a reply. Either, you know, go away, leave me alone, or whether it is, oh, I'm very interested in it, or yes, or hi. Even as you say, when we say hi on on Messenger, it automatically it creates a reaction. It creates emotion, stuff like that. So I totally agree, and I see there's so much value in it, and there's so much potential for, you know, businesses to grow their business with this form of communication. And I think, as you say, yes, going forward, you know, instead of wasting time on something that's old hat, for want of a better word. Don't get me wrong, I still am a big admirer of email marketing, but I look at this and I say, this is what the future is. You know, we had 20 years ago, we had, the internet. Then all of a sudden social media erupted. Now we're moving into it. And you can see Facebook have starting to invest money. They want people to start using Messenger. They want people to start connecting. So I think in that respect, I agree with everything that you're saying, and I think it's so important that if nothing else, for a business who are listening, or anyone that's listening, is to investigate this and see what it can do for you. I just, you know, I could, as I said, I could sit here and talk to you all day, and I'm conscious now we're sort of running way over time, but, you know, as I said, it's something that people should look at. Mike, so what I usually do is I ask the person, or ask the guest, if you had a chance to invite someone to dinner, whether it be past or present, or who would it be, and why would you invite them?
Anyone in the world, I would invite Idris Shah. There's a writer that was living in the 20th century who popularized the Sufi philosophy, and he was born in India and of Afghan roots, and lived most of his life in England. And I would definitely talk to that guy.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure it would be a fantastic conversation, and a good night's entertainment, you know.
Yes.
So, Mike, how can people reach out to you if they want to get in contact with you?
The best way to contact me is through Facebook Messenger.
I love it.
What were you expecting? You can reach me, like, the way to reach me on Facebook Messenger is basically it's facebook.com/Mike D-Y-A-N-G. So Mike D. Yang.
Mike D. Yang. And that's how you get in contact with Mike. So, as I said, Mike, it's been an absolute pleasure, and thanks for coming on the podcast today and sharing some fantastic insights into. I think a lot of people have now got a better idea of where what chatbots, and especially ManyChat, can do for their business. So we wish you continued success, and thanks for taking the time out to talk to us today, because I know you have a very, very busy schedule. So once again, as I said, thanks so much for coming on the podcast today, and as I said, we wish you every success in the future.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. We'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
So my thanks to Mike for coming on the podcast today and sharing with us some fantastic tips and tricks and some insights into messenger bots. And for more information about ManyChat, you can log on to their website at manychat.com. That's ManyChat.com for more information on the services they provide. And if you want to reach out to Mike, you can find him on Facebook. Very simple, as he said. If you just log on to Facebook, that's facebook.com/Mike D. Lang. So as I said, once again, thanks to Mike for coming on the podcast today and talking to us. And if you'd like to listen to any of our previous podcasts, you can log on to our website at compassmedia.ie/podcasts. You can also find all of the podcasts available on Mixcloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, iTunes, and we are now on Spotify as well. And we would be delighted if you would leave us a rating and review on iTunes, as we're always thrilled to receive your feedback on all the podcasts here. And if you'd like the show notes from this episode or any of our previous episodes, log on to our website at compassmedia.ie/SM Talks. And if you'd like to be a guest on the podcast, please do get in contact with us. All you have to do is email us at smtalks@compassmedia.ie. And if you want to find out more of the services that Compass Media provide, from social media marketing and social media training to podcast services, please log on to our website as well. I've been Alan Hennessy from Compass Media for the Social Media Talks podcasts, and I will talk to you next week for more of the same. So have a great week, and as I always say, be social. On the next time, bye-bye.
Social Media Talks podcast is a production from compassmedia.ie.